The Dallas Cowboys coming off a tough loss to the New Orleans Saints last week, but they need a bounce-back performance pretty badly against the Baltimore Ravens. I'm now joined by Cowboys Insider Mickey Spagnola. Mickey, you and I talked about it a couple of weeks ago when we were prepping for that Browns game. We talked about that run defense. It felt like that was, some of the issues on Sunday against the Saints, wasn't it?
Oh, it was a huge issue. Anytime somebody comes in and runs for 190 yards against you and 4 rushing touchdowns, chances are you're not going to, this is not going to turn out very well. And it certainly didn't for the Cowboys. I think everybody forgets that with, 7 minutes and 40 seconds left in the second quarter, it was a 21-13 game. And the Cowboys, they were able to score. They pulled it within one possession, and then they allowed basically the Saints to march right downfield, a 70-yard touchdown drive where 59 of the yards were rushing. And then they get the interception. When the Cowboys wide receiver fell down, the ball just went right to the Saints DB. And then suddenly 21-13 turned into 35-13 in mere minutes. So it kind of got away from them. But if you can't stop the run in this league, you're going to have a hard time. And they've only got, 3 practices to try to fix it, because the Baltimore Ravens are coming in with the #1 offense in the National Football League, and they're averaging right at 170 yards rushing a game.
And that's an odd rushing offense, too. I mean, yeah, they're 0-2. Yeah, they lost a couple of tough games, but this is a really talented team, and it's not easy to scheme for a Lamar Jackson run offense.
Yeah, absolutely. And, he's already nearly rushed for 170 yards himself in 2 games, but the big thing is he's averaging 7.7 yards a carry. And some of them are scrambles, but some of them are carries. So you got to be cognizant of their running game with him being the leading rusher this point and all last year too. So the defense is going to be on its toes, and my guess is you're going to have to put a spy on him. One of the linebackers is have to stay home and make sure that he just doesn't zip out of the pocket and break your heart.
Obviously, stopping the run, we've talked about that, is one of the keys to victory. Do you have a couple more keys to victory for the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, the offense has got to get going, and it's got to start scoring touchdowns. After 2 games, Brandon Aubrey has gone 8 for 8 on field goals. Field goals are great, but to me, and I've always said this, the more field goals you kick, the closer you are to getting beat. They got to get back to scoring touchdowns. They got to get back to scoring touchdowns in the red zone. They went 0 for 3 against the Saints in the red zones when it came to scoring touchdowns. If you get in a track meet, you got to keep running with them. And the offense failed too. I think the defense, gets a whole lot of the blame, but the offense certainly didn't help. And really, if you look at it, after 2 games, they've only scored 3 offensive touchdowns. The other touchdown was the Cavante Turpin punt return. So 3 touchdowns in 2 games, that's not a very good ratio at all. So the offense has to be better. The offensive line needed to play better than it did against the Saints.
Yeah, you're right there. 3 touchdowns in 2 games. Not going to cut it. Mickey, thank you so much for joining us. The Cowboys and Ravens all set for Sunday. Kickoff is set for 3:25, and the game can be seen on Fox 33.